35192. Send a text. Under an hour. We'll start the weekend officially with the Bill Squire Friday Get Down, which is brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. And it'll be the first live one here in the new studios. Alan, I think Huntsville, Alabama has one of the largest concentrations of PhDs in the country because of NASA. Oh. I mean, I think it would stand to reason that this part of the country might also have a large concentration, right? We've got NASA here. Didn't you work there for a while?
No, I just shopped
there. Did you just say Omaha is in Oklahoma? Omaha is in Nebraska. Did I say Oklahoma?
I don't remember.
Maybe I had the O on the front and the A on the end, and my brain just transposed the two. But I don't recall that. But I'll take your word for it. Did you see that they added Jeffrey Dean Morgan to The Boys?
I did see that. I was talking about that with my girlfriend earlier.
This is very exciting for people who don't watch The Boys on Amazon Prime, the superhero comic book that they turn into a very entertaining show, a very gory, fast-paced show.
Remember the scene at the beginning of the season where there's a guy that can get big and get little, and he goes inside of they use practical effects for that. And
I know.
A
giant wiener.
Giant dong.
Yeah.
That you can walk in, the human size. You can, like, a human could walk into the urethra.
If you, the premise of the show is that there are superheroes in the world and people know about them, but what they don't realize is that they're all secretly dicks. Mm-hmm. And they're,
pretty terrible.
Pretty terrible people. But if you were to ever watch, you could watch the first scene of season 1, and you could watch the first scene of season 3, and you'd kind of get a good vibe about how far the show is willing to go. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was Negan to most people on The Walking Dead, unfortunately a character that they didn't do as much with as they could have, I think. There was some buyer's remorse. He's awesome. I think he's
amazing.
He's dynamite in just about everything. But
he played the comedian in the Watchmen movie that Zack Snyder directed, and he's fantastic in that. He's in a bunch of stuff. He played Bruce Wayne's dad in the Batman Super. I mean, that's just a little thing, but like he's great. He's fantastic.
He owns a candy store with Paul Rudd. Oh. Upstate New York. It's a lot of fun. But they are adding him season 4 of The Boys, which I think just started shooting. He's joining that show. I don't know who he's playing.
Was he the
dead? He was on Supernatural.
Was he the dead husband on Weeds?
I don't know about that. I think he got famous from dying on Grey's Anatomy. I don't know about that. But I like him. He's great in everything. Even movies that aren't that good, if he's in it, you're like,
he's good.
Yeah, he's good. He was in I was clicking around and he was in some movie from a few years ago. Was it The Snowman? God, what was that movie? Where it's like, there was a lot of snow in that movie. They're trying to find a killer. I don't remember what it was. He was in this movie a couple of years ago where like his daughter gets possessed. And, so even if the movie's not that good, he's real good in it. Oh, the Postcard Killings? Is that what it was? I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was Thomas Wayne in Batman versus Superman.
Thomas Wayne, and then he's Judah Botwin in Weeds.
Okay. He was in that Red Dawn reboot some years ago, and but he's
been acting forever. He was on an episode of VIP.
There you go.
Remember that show?
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson.
He was in a movie that's I don't know how old it is. It was a ways back. Called The Losers. That I think was a comedy. What a great underrated movie The Losers was.
I've never actually seen that one, but I heard it's good, yeah.
Chris Evans before he was Captain America, and Idris Elba's in it. What a dynamite movie. It was kind of like a Suicide Squad-y type thing, but they weren't superheroes. It was just like, he's in that. Yeah, great movie. But I don't know that many people ever really talk about it. Anyway, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, if you know who he is on that show, The Boys. Now, if you don't know who he is and you don't watch The Boys, none of this, you don't give a fat frog's ass about anything I'm talking about right now. But I never let that stop me before, and I'm not going to let it stop me now. Because let's say you did start watching and you go, man, that Alan, he knows what the hell he's talking about. What a smart dude. You could come to that conclusion.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you could.
You
could come to that conclusion. I don't know what kind of conclusions people are coming to. You could jump to conclusions. Alan, that scene turned me off from that show.
Oh,
the penis scene? Where the guy gets real tiny? And...
It wasn't awesome, but it was ridiculous, and that's the kind of stuff that you expect from that show. And then you see behind the scenes that it wasn't all CGI. It was, they made a big, like the lengths they went to shoot the scene, it makes you go, oh, wow.
Right.
They are committed to the craft.
Yeah, because you have to go to Amazon and you have to go, hey, this has to be in the budget. Right? Here's a scene that we're going to shoot. And, you know, everybody's the streamers have all run into a brick wall, so everybody's clamping down now on their budgets. This is most famously taking shape with the Discovery merger.
That's also a thing. The Boys pushes the boundary so far that Amazon Prime Video had to put in a standards and practices department that didn't exist before, because like, we can do whatever we want, really. And then the Boys came and they're like, nah, now you got to watch us.
We never saw this coming.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of things coming. Never saw this one coming. If you listen on the iHeartRadio app, you can always leave us messages there on the talkback button.
Hey, Alan, since you're talking about Amy Lee and Evanescence being #1, yesterday's show, how about you go back and play Heart-Shaped Box when she did it for you at the X in Pittsburgh in an acoustic setting, because that is one of the most kick-ass versions of that song. Greetings from South Jersey. It's Steve, your bureau chief. Have a great one and hate the show.
Steve in South Jersey.
Nice.
That is a deep dive. We were talking about Evanescence because they opened for Korn the other night. I was talking to a couple of guys out here this morning about the show and how about Amy Lee still sounds awesome. Some 20 years ago when Evanescence was getting going, and this is the version that if you hear radio stations play Evanescence do Heart-Shaped Box, it was an acoustic version that they did on my show in Pittsburgh 20 years ago, and then it blew up. And they put it out on, like as a B-side or something. But we had a performance studio. When we were at Oak Tree, we had a performance studio. And that's one of the things that we've kind of lost coming down here is we don't have a dedicated performance studio. If people were to come in and play, they'd come in here. They
come in here, or they'd go to the business center.
The business center. Hey, everybody, join us at the business center But the Evanescence Heart-Shaped Box from my show in Pittsburgh is a very, very good version of the song.
She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak.
The dude's got a good memory, too.
I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks. I've been drawn into your magnet trap.
Poundcake, you know who this is?
Amy Lee Evanescence.
I wish I could.
It's his favorite metal band. Come on.
Who are they doing a cover of? Who's she doing a cover of?
Not Puddle of Mud.
Not Puddle of Mud. No.
Well, that covers a lot of ground when you're saying not Puddle of Mud.
No, I don't. I know we play them on here. I don't remember the name of it.
We do play them here, don't we?
We do.
Band called Nirvana. We do play them from time to time. Yeah. Anyway, whoever that was Brian in South Jersey. Thank you, pal. That is a deep dive, and that's not something that would have jogged my memory.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was probably 2002. She did that in our performance studio in Pittsburgh. And then, of course, here we've had some amazing performances.
I need an easy friend, I do, with a head to hand, I do, make you fit this shoe, I do, but you have a clue. Take it, stand it,
Oh, ouch. I love it. Oh, come on.
I can see you every night.
Oh, boy.
Oh, come on. He's doing his best.
Wes.
Wes Scantlin, frontman for Puddle of Mud, was here. He didn't do that.
About a year
on our
ago.
show. Yeah, but he was on the show about a year ago.
He was the good-looking one, right?
Was he? I mean, he's not bad looking. I mean, he's kind of got that like dirtbag look that a lot of chicks
Yeah.
just love.
Yeah, he's kind of hot. I remember meeting him.
In like a scruffy, he knows a guy that could, pass you meth kind of way.
Yeah,
I think everyone knows a guy that
pine
can
meth
pass you
and what was the message we got the other day?
Oh, he's like, I'm out here buying some meth, and
I saw the blueberry Kit Kats.
Blueberry Kit Kats, and it made me think of you guys. That's right.
And meth's not that bad.
Meth's not that bad.
I was on my way to buying some meth in Elyria in Lorain County and thought of you guys because they have Kit Kats blueberry flavored, blueberry muffin flavored Kit Kats at their Family Dollar. So just wanted to let you guys know that. And hey man, meth ain't that bad.
Hey man, meth ain't that bad.
Meth ain't that bad.
That's amazing.
I was reading about a startup company that created technology to make call center workers sound like white Americans. You ever seen the movie what's it called? Sorry to Disturb You?
Not that.
Thank you for your time. It's Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
He plays a call center guy, and he does he code switches and does like a white guy's voice, and it just blows up his Sorry to Bother You is what it's called.
Funny.
And it makes him very, very successful because on the phone, he sounds white. And so there's a company that, because most of these call centers are in India, most of these scam companies are in India too. And I think that's really the unspoken purpose of something like this. Because who cares if the call center person sounds American? You want the scammers.
There's people that care.
Really?
Yeah.
The startup is called Sonos. There are 3 Stanford students who put this together, and they white up the voice of the call center worker. So a person that would normally have an Indian accent, they would sound white, and thereby, I guess, more, I want to hear this.
But when a white guy does an Indian accent, all of a
It's
sudden
all
he's got
over.
to go.
Hank
No more
Azaria
Apu.
takes a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sonos. I want to find there because I bet I could. I bet there's a demo here. I want to hear the magic. Hold on.
I want to hear.
Oop, hold on. Not that.
Alex from the customer service aid. How are you today?
Okay, so that's without it, right?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I
Great
don't
to
need
hear.
that.
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. So how can I help you today? I'm so sorry about that. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, maybe I got to do a switch here. Hold on. Let me hear it with.
Can I get your full name, phone number, and address to check in on that order? Do you happen to have the order number so I can bring up your order?
Okay, hold
Thank you. Let me check on the status of your order. Please give me a minute to check on that. Thank you for waiting.
See, now it sounds like a robot. Yeah.
Yes, but it sounds, on most phones, who's going to know the difference? I don't know.
But I'd always, I prefer a live person to automation every time.
I like when they automate the keystrokes. Like, it's just such a small detail where they want to make, you're talking to an AI-generated thing, but for some reason they think that it'll mean
you hear
more.
the typey types.
Yes,
You're
a
like,
little
what
typey
come
type
on.
underneath, especially since it's the same pattern every single time.
Yeah.
And a lot of these call centers, with everything going on here with the equipment, whatever, and I was having a hard time connecting to some things. I've been on calls with our tech support at least 3 times this week in the morning. Now, a lot of these people, because of COVID, they're working from home, right? So not Indian call centers. I mean, like our people are here stateside. So you're talking to them, but there's a dog. The woman I talked to the other morning had a baby, like there, like they're in their homes.
Right.
And she's apologizing to me. I'm like, it's okay. Like, and this kid was.
Shut that baby up.
It was.
Shut that baby up.
The kid was clearly fresh out the chute.
Yeah.
Because it was like cooing and making noises, and I was like, it's fine, don't worry about it. But it was a bit of a lengthy call, so I heard more of the kid than her. And all I could think was, I'm sure there are people who are, if they were on this call, be pissing and moaning. There was a baby sitting next to this woman.
It's not very, but working on
I
baby.
I love the videos of people who scam. You ever seen I think one of the main ones is the angry scammer. The guy who, because they have like this whole gift card scam where I'm sure it's simple, but I don't know how it works. Like they give you a code and then they want you to redeem it, but it makes the money go to them. Something.
Right, yeah.
All these call center scams that they run. And there's a bunch of guys on YouTube that will do videos of them just flummoxing these scammers, and they get so pissed.
That's funny.
Man, do you want your money? Do you want your money or do you don't want your money? Then you need to do as I say. You're not my f***ing teacher. No! No! No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no!
What?
Mad? Are you mad? Why are you reading cards?
The guy's screaming
He's losing
because the
his
guy
mind, yeah.
didn't fall for the scam or like flipped the script on him.
Yeah.
God, this is so funny. If you watch any of those, I know I've mentioned that my daughter watches those Mark Rober videos because this is a former NASA engineer, young dude, who really takes complicated scientific things and make them very exciting and fun, and he's done a series of like sting operations with organizations to zero in on these call scammers. He does glitter bombs for porch pirates and things like that. But just the people who do these scams are wild. Because they're giant hives. They're giant buildings full of people who, around the clock, are scamming old people and. And so to hear one of these guys flip out. Because who knows? I mean, where he is, maybe he loses a finger when he gets off his shift and things didn't go as planned. I don't know. But this Sanas company is hoping to roll out the whiteification of call center employees anytime now.
The wrong address. I'm so sorry about the mix-up.
Hear it without.
Because they still have the almost addiction and like the pattern of the Indian, the original like accent.
Yeah.
And, they use the language the same way. So there's still little signs that you're not talking to somebody that's English is their first language.
I guess so. Let me take a break here. We'll get to the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. It's brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. Around these parts, we don't need clocks and timers. That's how we get the weekend underway. If you want to text me for anything, 35192. You can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.